Hello. How's it going? So, on the wine. Yeah. Italian wine. €5 from Aldi. Not bad. So this video is going to be a bit fucking depressing. And when I say it's a bit depressing, it's mega depressing for the average person. But it's not that depressing. But it's more like a self-reflection. I'm just going to talk about how and why I think I'm so unsuccessful socially, even though I don't have the genetics that would predict being unsocial and fucking successful, you know. If you didn't hear that, I'm just going to be talking about why I'm socially unsuccessful while having predictors of success. Yeah. I don't know what to start with. So the predictors of success make me sound arrogant. Very naturally good at almost everything. Sport, like always top of whatever sport I wanted. And IQ tests, when I do them I score in the 130s. And yeah, maths, puzzles, things like that, I can do them without practicing. I was reasonably good at school if I tried, but I didn't try. Okay, so I know you can see my looks. I'm fucking bald now. Like, the looks have gone, and now I'm a bit fat, even though I'm strong again. So the IQ level and the sporting ability predicts fucking, like, it's a high chance of success. But I didn't follow anything through. I kept giving up. I would do boxing and I'd be very good in 2 seconds and give up, get bored. Do weights, give up. Do cycling, give up. Get in the football team, give up. Get in the football team again, choose a different position, give up. Get in the Gaelic team, give up. Every time, I just have no conscientiousness, persistence, perseverance. I get bored very easy. Guitar, you can see my guitar videos. 1 year, give up. It's almost as if I do things just to show that I can do it very well, and then can show that I don't give a crap about it. Like, I can do that, but I don't want to. That's almost what it feels like. So, obviously, it's a personality problem, if you want to perceive it that way. Like some people might say, like, when you sabotage yourself, it's now been turned into a disorder, self-sabotage disorder or something. That's what they're trying to say it is. When you refuse, like, to succeed when you can. Also, relationships, same thing. Some started, I gave them up. Sometimes they cancelled them, for various reasons. Right, so there's no plan in this. I don't plan the videos. So they're the genetic factors. Now we're talking about the social causes. Like, probably had I persisted and stuff, I'm still young-ish, 39, well, old now. But, the times past where I could just focus on something to get very good at it. Like chess people, they have to be starting at 9. I could probably go on steroids and reach very high in weights, because it's meritocratic, but I don't want to go on steroids. So now we're going to talk about why someone like me is a failure socially. Well, I've already discussed personality. I just do what I do. It's almost like self-sabotage syndrome. But there's other things that are, like, that wouldn't predict, well, it would partially predict my now current lack of friends. Like, I go out by myself. I've been by myself for a long time now. That wouldn't predict my lack of social success, holding friends and family and stuff. Only slightly. What predicts, I think, my lack of social success in the friend arena is the fact that I come from the working class. So, like, in my jobs, like, I didn't really give up at teaching English. I did it for 12 years, and even though I got fired a lot on purpose, well, not on purpose, but because, I wouldn't back down on my values. So it's half on purpose, isn't it? Not because I was passive enough. And so I didn't give up that and got reasonably good at it. But you can't really be good at English teaching. You're just there to sound off people that are going to get past. Like, teaching's a load of nonsense anyway. I didn't give up at that, but I failed at that. If being consistently employed is a signifier of success, then I royally failed. And that sort of, correlates with all the failures socially as well, because, as I said, I'm from the working class, and I'm reasonably high IQ. So maybe, I don't know, I've taken every IQ test at night, sometimes drunk, and they're not legit IQ tests, but apparently they're reasonable enough. Like, they're considered decent enough for internet IQ tests. So, most working class people tend to be lower IQ. So I'm from the working class, I'm high IQ. And we know at the minute the working class people tend to be more right wing than the middle class. Right? So I can get along with working class people very easy if it's just saying hello, how's it going? Because we're sort of more on the wavelength of each other. We have a bit of shared humour. We like banter. Middle class people don't like banter anymore. Can handle a joke, can handle an insult. Middle class people can't. Don't mind complaining. I like to complain and make fun of shit that I don't like. Working class people have lots of problems and they like to talk about them. That doesn't bother me. Middle class people are fake positive thinkers nowadays. They're like, Gnostics. So those kinds of things sort of help with the working class. But then, when it comes to interests, like real interests, then all relationships with the working class dissolve and disappear. Because they listen to rap music. I hate rap music. They have terrible interests. Their eating habits are terrible. Their attitudes are always terrible. They don't like learning anything. They don't read books. They've nothing intellectual to say. Sometimes you can get a bit out of them, but the majority of them don't like intellectual conversations. They're ready to fight over any disagreement. They're not very free speech. They're more ready to fight over words. And they just love football and stuff like that. If I say, sometimes I listen to classical music or I like certain rock bands, working class people don't really like that. So it's only bits here and there. It never really fits in. And my explanation things, there's usually a fucking power dynamic, intellectual, where they, turn against me because I know explanations of things or use big words. They don't understand. They might hold it against me. So I have that problem with the working class types. And then the middle class types hate my guts as well, because I'm usually smarter than them as well. Not always, but usually. I can educate them, but I can go into IQ research and stuff like that. And, lots of topics. But not all topics, obviously. And the way they are, free speech, they don't like that and stuff. So they don't like my way of dealing with things, the behaviour. Because I have working class mannerisms. But then I'm smarter than them, so they don't know what to do when I'm smarter than them. It's like, all they do is panic and cry nonsense, phobic words, So on an intellectual basis, I could sort of get on with the middle class if I start talking about statistics. But then when I go heather for leather and start talking factually about everything, then they panic. Because the middle class now have a religion of wokeism. It's most of them that's pushing this crap. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't really fit in with either groups. The working class, the middle class, and the upper class are in their own worlds. So I don't really have true success in society. To have true success, like if you want to open a business, you have to care about money. I don't care about money. I'm good at like coaching, weights and stuff, but it's so boring. Like, and I don't want money. I don't care about money. I have no interest in it. You know, people open businesses because they want money. People persevere because they want success. I've never wanted to be successful. I don't actually care. So it's not something I wanted. Excuse me. That explains why I'm not driven. Maybe that's explained by getting some women. Like when I was younger, I could get women much easier, and that maybe demotivated me. Other footballers said that they could have been a pro, but they hadn't gotten women and stuff. I don't know, but I don't even think that's the case. Like, maybe it is. Yeah. There's nothing insightful in this video. It's boring. If you're still here, my God. So, to be successful in this world, you have to sort of have a group to fit in with and network and be liked by enough people so that people put in good words for you and stuff like that. And you swell in popularity and people come to you and it's all word of mouth. That's never going to happen to me. I never really fit in with cohorts. I'm always a bit weird, always not fitting in. That's one. I've said it before. Two, I don't care about money, so I'm not driven. I could quite happily help someone for free. Yeah, and I have no motivation to get money either. I don't even, like I don't even see the need for money. I don't even think like I need it. What do I need it for? Like, I don't see the want of it. I don't have the only thing that would motivate me now to get money is getting women. Like, women really want money. But even then, like, I shoot it down. It's fake. Women only want you for your money, so why would you want them? Like, there's always a reason I find not to want success. Yeah. And it's the same problems with family and friends. It's usually the class dynamics I've mentioned. End up falling out with them. I don't back down with arguments. It's like I'm autistic. I just say the truth all the time. I don't care about people's feelings. You know, in the current religion is being positive and empathetic. And I'm like a pariah when it comes to that. And then you have my nationalism. I like nationalism. I care about the people and stuff like that. I'm more motivated by that. Like the fact that we're being replaced and stuff. You know, the fact that people are not being real. The fact that there's no authenticity. Yeah. The fact that fake jobs exist. The fact that bio-Leninism is here and hierarchies are destructive. Dysgenics, things like that. I actually care about that. That annoys me. I'm driven to work against that, even though it damages me socially. Even though that compounds my lack of social success, that compounds it being a nationalist. So, yeah, those are the three factors why I'm socially successful, while being, you know, if someone's to look at me in an embryo and say, yeah, he's gonna have like low mutation, high enough IQ, I don't know, whatever you think of my looks, it's fucking, excuse me, subjective, and average height, he's going to have a lot of opportunity and you just have to work hard enough and he'll succeed very well. That's what people would say to me, or say about me, like, especially in the youth. has a high ceiling. That's, if people say that about me, the reasons that hasn't come to fruition with me is the personality variables and my belief system and my lack of interest in money. I just don't care. So that's just it. That's the society we live in, and that's my my way of being. I don't actually care. I don't care either. It's like, so what? Like, you know, what success? I get bored of it. Like, if I were successful tomorrow, and won the lottery, which is not real success, I would just have boredom beseech me after a while. I mean, the women. I mean, it's basically women. Basically, that's the motivation. Yeah, and then I can't be asked with that. So I'm 39 and I don't know how to solve this problem. Like, you can't make yourself be interested in money. You can make yourself, well, you don't have to make yourself be interested in women, but if you're interested in women, certain types of women, and money will help you, them come to you, then it's secondary influence. And as I already said, when you find out it's just because of the money, then you lose interest again. So then it's like you're thinking just, oh, maybe I'll find some person who doesn't care, who's just like me. But that's not going to happen. So, I don't think the situation will improve. I think it's actually going to get worse. Because I can't change my personality. I do things, get bored. I write things, no one reads them. The stuff I write, it's too weird. It's like, it's just focused in on weird topics. Even my videos now, like I don't give a shit talking about my problems in public. You're not supposed to do that, I don't care. So, I don't think there are any solutions. Like, you have to want to do it. The camera's going weird. You have to want to do it, like. And then if you don't want to do it, you won't do it. There has to be something in you to drive you to do it. And I'm not that driven to want to do things that other people want. So there is no solution. I'm getting older. The older you get, the harder it gets. And if I'm not prepared to change, that means it's going to exponentially deteriorate. That's what's going to happen. Like, if I'm unbearable and insufferable in my 20s, when at least I have hair a little bit more than this, and smoother skin, and not as tan, and dumb, and not as politicized, not as nationalistic. If it was, bad enough then, like, say when I was 28, or 30, 31, I don't know, it's going to be even worse when I'm 45, I'm getting less employable as the days go on. Ireland has brought in diversity measures. I'm probably not going to get a job I've just recently applied for because of that. I've not been kept in jobs because of that. So it's coming in from all angles, worsening, and I'm central to it all. And it's caving in around me. And eventually, either people in my position, like, there's not really anyone in my position, I don't think, but there's many other men in my position in that it's just terrible for them as well, maybe for different reasons. I don't know, maybe people in my position as well, I don't know. But the only time you can fix it is when people come together as a group and say, yes, this mass immigration is a problem, nationalism is a solution, restoring natural systems is a solution. That's the only thing that's going to solve it, like. Other than that, it's going to get worse. Yeah. So I've been here 20 minutes and I have nothing else to say. So, yeah. I can't think of any solutions. Yeah, you got to do it. You got to find yourself. What do you mean find yourself? You've got to... The lights went off. You've got to work hard and believe in yourself. Oh, shut up. I don't even believe in belief. Like, most people think belief is affirmations. Like, they affirm things, and that's belief. That's not belief. Like, they say I believe just because I believe in saying I believe, and that's, it's some sort of conformity. It's not those meaningless crap, like, you know. Aye. But that's why people do that, like, they do that because that's the current religion and people like to hear the religion. So when you say you believe in yourself, it's like saying I believe in God. It's no different. And again, I don't like saying what I don't think, so I don't say it. Which again means I'm contra the current thing. Which again compounds my social situation. And I don't care. That's the way it is. So, yeah, I think that's the explanation of my social failures. Like, also the other social, like, there's other systemic problems too, like mass immigration, globalism, anti-whiteism. Like, the Frankfurt School book that talks about the authoritarian personality, that kind of stuff. I'm the target of that. So that's been socially imprinted in this population, and I don't like the word victim, but I'm the object of that social intellectual campaign. So that's another systemic reason. Maybe it'll all be different. Weren't it for that? Like, at least when I was younger, with my weirdness, I could still, it's still easy to pull women. But that might not be because of my weirdness. It fucking winds. Oh, it's way over. But as time's gone on, the Frankfurt School ideology has come more into play, and, men like me and their personalities has become more of a problem. So maybe it's not just that. Maybe it's the systemic factor. But that's it. That's my thoughts. That's it. That's all they are. Just thoughts. Just what I think. If you quiz me on this situation, this is what I think. I haven't thought really like more of it than that. That's my explanation.